Hey there, and welcome back to A Conspiracy of Gods, a custom 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign written and produced by me, DeRay. I'm your DM, and we're about to meet the players. But before we do, I want to offer a very special thank you to Matthew Wexler, the exceptionally talented man that recorded the music you'll hear in this episode and all of the other ones. They were tracks composed specifically for us here at A Conspiracy of Gods, and we are very thankful. Now, let's get back to those players, shall we?
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Calcifer, Fortune in the Mountain. He's a cleric.
I'm Brendan. I play Zan Ora, the half-orc artificer.
I am Casey. I play Sarathiel Urudir. She's an elven druid.
I'm Joel. I play Fitzwilliam Halifax, halfling extraordinaire, lover of people, and patron of the arts. He's a bard.
Definitely what I was expecting.
Previously on A Conspiracy of Gods, after the group had made it to Coruscant and Sarathiel had received a royal homecoming, they were led to the Black Tower by members of Sarathiel's former unit, the Red Hand. Once there, the group met with the current Grand Master of the Tower, Yastin Mai, who informed them of some suspicious activity regarding magics in the land and gave them a bit of information about the strange cold amulets they had found. At the end of that meeting, Yastin had also asked Sarathiel on a date, to which Sarathiel agreed, though she had some pressing matters to deal with the captain of the Red Hand. Now, Sarathiel and the group traveled to the Red Hand's headquarters to have that meeting with the captain, and that is where we'll rejoin them.
Says, yes, we're here to see the captain. It's good to see you haven't changed.
He takes a step back and he puts his hands on his hips and he tries to look taller and he says, well, that's just not true. I'm a guardian now.
Well, that is true, and congratulations on that.
Oh, it wasn't that hard. I mean, after everything we did out in Elios, they had to promote me, obviously.
Obviously. Sarathiel looks kind of sad, reminded, and she's like, obviously. I think we have to go in and...
Okay, Mito sees you look sad and says, why are you sad, Sarathiel? What made you sad? Is everything okay? Are you okay? What's wrong? Don't be sad. I'm so happy you're here. What's going on? Why are you sad?
It's okay, Mito. We need to speak to Captain Alneth. As you said, she doesn't like waiting.
Oh, of course. Go see the captain. She's at the end of the hall, but of course you remember that, Sarathiel. You used to be here, and the captain was looking for you, and we'll talk later.
Okay, well, we'll get a drink later, Mito.
Okay.
And I lead the way down the hall.
Okay.
Quick question.
Yo.
Is there such a thing as fantasy aspirin?
Not that you have access to.
Ugh, damn.
I do have a really nice drink that can numb anything.
That is true.
I'll pass on that. Thank you, Calcifer.
Oh, come on now.
I like to imagine Mito as the human version of Pippin. Just a little bit.
Sarathiel, something you notice that's kind of strange to you. Back when you were in the Red Hand 70 years ago, Mito was 20, and he looks like he's still 20.
Yeah, she's noticed that. That was kind of half of the good to see you haven't changed. It was a little bit pointed.
Oh, he
but
didn't notice.
we also don't have, like, we're going to see the captain,
Yes.
so.
So you walk down the hall and you walk into the captain's office through an actual physical door this time.
Hallelujah.
What?
You walk into the captain's office, you see a long oak table, and you see several tattered banners around the wall. You see an orcish one, you see a tiefling one, you see a torn, blood-stained banner of the Second Empire, and you see a torn, blood-stained banner of Ilios hanging on the wall. You do not see any banners that look intact or new. And then on one far wall, you see just a weapons rack that's got axes and knives and swords and maces and pretty much everything standing on it. You see Captain Alnith is standing behind that table, just kind of peering out through a translucent window.
Sarathiel bows and says, Captain?
She turns to look at you, and she sees you bowing, and she says, "Since when have you bowed, Sarathiel?"
Since I went out into the world, I learned some
Oh,
new
yes,
things.
since you abandoned your family.
Sarathiel kind of looks away and says, I had to leave.
Why?
For my own reasons.
Your family couldn't help you here. We were your family. We spilled blood together. We protected each other. We trusted each other. We couldn't help you.
The spilling blood was part of the problem.
You knew what we had to do. We are the Red Hand. We do what is necessary. We do what we have to do to ensure the strength of our home. You knew that when you joined us.
Maybe I didn't think it was necessary. There were children there.
Children that became the king and butchered our people. Children that rose into power and have crippled our home. Children that have destroyed us. And you tell me that it wasn't necessary. Look at what our home has become. There's poverty and death in the streets of this city. This was the first city of the humans. This city is older than anything in the world. And it is falling to ruin. There's death and illness sweeping the streets of this city. And even the mines of this tower cannot stop it. People starve. People die. Children die in the streets like vermin because of what those pretender kings have done. You tell me that it wasn't necessary.
Sarathiel's kind of standing at like a parade rest sort of position, and she's just kind of taking this, and at the end she says, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but I still made my choice to leave.
That's not the only choice you made. And I swear to you, if ever I find you have done something that could endanger my family, I will personally see to it that the rest of your days are hell.
Fitzwilliam steps in and says, "Okay, are we done here? Because there are much better things to be doing than standing here listening to you."
Sarathiel is just like, oh god, here we go.
The captain turns to look at Fitzwilliam, and she says, "No, halfling, we are not done. I think
we are.
I didn't call Sarathiel here simply to berate her. If you wish to leave, halfling, get out."
I'm just saying.
It's
If
William.
you wanted her to do something, have a real shitty way of showing it.
She is of the Red Hand.
Was of the Red Hand.
Once you join the Red Hand, you do not leave except with death. That is the oath we make to each other.
Sounds like a gang to me.
Sarathiel shakes her head and she's like, you guys, it's not possible for you to understand. There's no amount of explaining that would be able to convey this sort of thing.
Oh, I think I have a pretty solid grasp of this.
The captain looks at Sarathiel and says, I'm glad to see you haven't forgotten where you come from, at the very least.
Zan's gonna pipe up and ask, can we at least get to the point?
The captain kind of looks around and she looks at Sarathiel and she says, I don't ask for forgiveness because I haven't said anything wrong, but perhaps this conversation could have been kept for another time. The reason I wanted to see you is that the Red Hand has gotten word. We are being sent on one last mission, and if we return, we are to be disbanded. The master of the city has decided that we are no longer necessary. The captain looks at Sarathiel and says, the master of the city does not know of what he speaks. He may kick us out of Thingland. He may claim that the Red Hand is no more. But you know our oaths, Sarathiel. We will always be here for you, and we will always be. I wanted you to know that the Red Hand is being sent across the wall. Something is happening to the magic over there. And the master of the city, as well as Yustin of the tower, want us to go and discover the cause.
What exactly is happening that you know of?
Some sort of instability. They haven't given us any information. I suspect that the master of the city anticipates this as a suicide mission. I want you to know that whatever our differences in the past, and despite the fact that you have been gone for 70 years, and despite my own issues with you, you are still of the Red Hand, and we will be here for you for as long as we can. We are your family still, even if some of us have issues. I have not told the others.
Sarathiel kind of bows her head and says, thank you.
You are family.
Maybe.
Okay.
But I'm not quite sure how much I belong here anymore.
Sarathiel, you are of the Red Hand. You fought with us. You know us. You took our oaths. You trained with us. You are family, no matter what you believe.
Thank you. That does mean a lot.
I can see that your companions are eager to get out. You know I've never been much of a people person. You may go as you see fit. And she turns back to face the window.
So she says, thank you, Alnith, and leaves. She's not checking to see whether other people are following or not. She just leaves.
Fitzwilliam's already out the door.
All right.
Jasper's walking.
Okay.
Same as Zan.
All right. So you guys leave the headquarters, and Sarathiel, you kind of see Iwith and Yados kind of look at you. Obviously, they heard the captain yelling. Whether or not they heard specifically what she said, you don't know, but they kind of look at you, half questioning, half like they're sorry. Like they feel bad that you were just chewed out by the captain. So,
And she kind of gives him a little nod and a smile.
and, they smile back, and all of them invite you for drinks and to reminisce and to talk, and, they all seem very cheerful, so.
Maybe another time. I believe we'll be here for at least a few nights. I have a prior engagement tonight. Shut up.
Well, it'll be an engagement if you're lucky.
All three of them raise an eyebrow at you, like, this is curious and unexpected.
Yes, Raythiel is definitely blushing again.
And Maito runs up and he's like, "What kind of engagement? Where are you going? What's going on? What's an engagement? What are you doing? What's going on? What are you doing tonight? Can I come?"
No, Maito. I think it's between Yastin and I.
You're saying Yastin? What are you doing with Yastin? Are you going over books? What are you helping her with? Are you going to become her apprentice? Are you going to stay here? What's going on with Yastin?
Zahn begins to slam his head against the wall.
We're just going out for dinner, Maito.
Maito stops moving, and his mouth
That's a first.
open, and he does the fish thing where he doesn't know what to say, and he just stands there, and he
So
looks
Raythiel,
at Raythiel.
Cersei puts her finger under his mouth and closes his jaw.
As soon as you remove your finger, it drops back open. And Yados comes up and kind of claps you on the back and looks at you and he says, "It's about time."
I think if it's possible, Ceratio blushes harder.
Not Yados. Eowith walks up and she looks at you and she says, "Well, you're not going to wear that, are you?"
I do have something I can change into.
"Oh, wonderful. I wouldn't want you going out in old traveling clothes. If you need anything, come by. I'll do it will be wonderful. I will help you with whatever you need."
Thank you, but
I'm so pleased you finally found someone. This is wonderful.
thank you.
Zahn looks over at Zarathiel and says, "Take her up on it." I mean, I love you, Casey.
Okay. So you can presumably leave the headquarters of the Red Hand.
Yep.
Okay. Alright. So it's about 6:30 right now. So I assume Cerathiel goes and gets ready for her date.
Yeah. Shut up.
What do Zahn, Calcifer, and Fitzwilliam do?
Fitzwilliam is helping her prep.
Okay. Side note, Fitzwilliam, you receive a note while this is going on.
Hey, girl, hey.
Sealed with crimson wax with the impression of a hand.
Oh, God. Okay.
Do you
I-
crack it open?
I do.
Okay. The note is from Captain Almeth, and it says, if you feel uncomfortable staying in the headquarters of the Red Hand, I've ensured that there's an apprentice bunk open for you. And then it's just signed Almeth.
That's weird.
She knew you were not, comfortable with her. She's just trying to be nice.
Okay.
I mean, she's
I'm
seen
gonna
your
stay with.
reaction, So,
I'm gonna stay with the rest of the group.
okay.
gonna
So,
have
tell me
fun.
about these preparations. Oh, wait, sorry. Calcifer and Zahn, what are you two doing?
I feel like Zahn should ask somebody if we should offer to help. So,
Help
what?
with the suicide mission issue.
Oh, with the Red Hand?
Yes.
So Raythiel would know that the Red Hand does not accept outside help. It's just not something the Red Hand does, unless it's in the middle of a war.
Well, the red
In
Hand
which
is-
case, we do allow the rest of the army to come along.
Yeah, well, and on that note, the Red Hand usually doesn't need outside help. These are the most elite warriors and mages of the entire country. Like, they get shit done.
All right, so Zan's gonna go hang out with the Slytherins on the first level of the tower.
Zahn actually walks down there, and he's actually greeted by several of the apprentices, and they're like, Zahn, welcome back, I'm so glad you come back. Are you actually going to join us this time? And it's just kind of that thing. They know you, but they don't know you very well.
Excellent.
And there's just like, are you coming back? Are you going to join the tower?
I don't believe I'll be joining the tower anytime soon, but we will be around for a few days. Is there anything you'd like to show me while I'm here?
Are you kidding, Zahn? You know the alchemy master's been looking for you for months.
Did Zahn actually come from the tower? Side note.
He was offered invitation to the tower, which he rejected.
Oh. How rude.
How rude.
So, yeah, I think if I can arrange a meeting with the alchemy master, that would be great.
Okay. So you kind of wander around for a few minutes, and then you find the alchemy department, essentially, in one part of the tower. The secretary for the master is just kind of packing up, and he looks at you and he says, "Oh, Zahn, welcome back. What can I do you for?"
Well, I'd really like to meet with the master if he has any time.
How about 9 tomorrow morning? He's out for the night.
9 a.m. would be perfect.
Wonderful. I'll see you then.
So Zahn goes wandering back upstairs, looking for Calcifer, I guess.
All right, Calcifer, what are you doing?
Calcifer walks by as everyone else is getting ready and holds the stone of Sparspeak up and says, I'm going out for a while.
Damn it.
All right.
And offers if Xavier wants to come.
Xavier kind of looks at you and he says, "Are you going to get into mischief?"
There's a good possibility of it.
Well, as long as it's not as boring as this place has become.
We shall have fun tonight.
Is there any chance we could disrupt their date? That would be quite grand.
Can Sarathiel hear this?
No.
Okay, damn it.
Well, the fairy dragon is actually... So you hear Calcifer talking to the dragon, but you don't hear the dragon talking back to Calcifer. You don't even see, like, the dragon's mouth moving or anything like that.
Calcifer responds, if we make it that direction, we'll probably have some fun over there.
Grand. And he hops up on your shoulder and curls up, and he's just kind of watching things as you walk past.
I head out the front door.
All right. And you wander into Koroskan, which is still covered in flowers, and the bells of several towers are ringing, and everyone is celebrating. Alcohol is flowing freely from street vendors, and everyone is just jubilant. They're so happy.
What are we talking about here? Are we talking about, like, piss water or decent stuff?
This is pretty cheap ale. This is pretty shit ale because no one's paying for it. This is going out for free.
Yeah, I won't even bathe in that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go and see if I can have some fun.
Okay. All right. So back to Fitzwilliam and Sarathiel.
Okay, so...
I mean, Sarathiel has a set of fine clothes, which is what she was planning on wearing.
Okay.
That's fine, but Fitzwilliam is helping you with your makeup.
Oh, God.
What makeup? Sarathiel, do you own makeup?
No.
Sarathiel doesn't, but Fitzwilliam does.
Okay.
So
Sarathiel Fitzwilliam is trying to put makeup on you.
Sarathiel is like, what are you doing? Why?
Fitzwilliam says, the key to your complexion is a natural foundation. And I think that needs to be the underlying theme here. And so Fitzwilliam starts applying a little bit of makeup and dabbing some stuff on and says, now, if I'm doing anything that makes you uncomfortable, just let me know, okay?
Zahn, you walk past the open door and see this happening.
Sarathiel is utterly confused.
Do you want to make a good impression or not?
No, it's not like she's not like resisting or anything.
Okay, so Fitzwilliam goes about his task. He applies a little bit of mascara, just a touch of eyeliner, just to cover up any blemishes, make her look very clean and presentable. Anyway.
You do walk past as Fitzwilliam's applying makeup to a very confused looking Sarathiel. And as you walk past, Zahn's mind actually immediately flips through several recipes for perfume.
Excellent. I'm going to whip out some supplies, including a mortar and pestle and whatever the hell else I have in my bag.
So you whip out this heavily enchanted, godly relic mortar and pestle that you have, and you start you start crushing some ingredients and you start mixing them together, and you turn out a very beautiful, very, very fragrant perfume.
I'd like to point out that I'm pretty sure this is the first time the godly mortar and pestle has been used.
That is correct, yes.
And it's for perfume.
Yep.
And you get that done right around the same time that Fitzwilliam finishes with Sarathiel's makeup.
So I'm going to go over, and rather than offering it, I'm going to... Zahn's going to...
Dump it on her.
No,
Don't
nothing much. But Zahn's going to dip his finger in it and dab it behind her ears and on her pulse points, and if it happens to trail down in her cleavage, oops.
Fitzwilliam goes and says, "Get a little bit of that on me too."
Zahn hands over the mortar and pestle and says, "It's all yours now." The perfume, not the mortar and pestle. Don't get ideas.
Okay, he sprinkles a little bit on himself.
Okay. This smells wonderful. And it smells different to both of you, actually. And it just smells like the best thing you've ever smelled.
Jesse's just kind of like, this is very nice, but is this all really necessary?
Absolutely.
Oh, honey.
Yes.
And Yastin pops open the door, and you see that she is wearing she's still in those black leather riding boots she had on before, but now she's wearing light gray trousers and a leather jerkin. Just very simple. And she looks over Sarathiel. She looks at Fitzwilliam and Zahn. She looks at your makeup and she says, "Hon, do you want to wash that off? You don't have to go to any trouble on my account."
Kind of a little.
By all means.
Okay, so Sarathiel washes it off. She's like never worn this before, and she's like now scared to touch her face, and she just doesn't want to do that. And she's kind of like, thanks anyway, Fitzwilliam.
Fitzwilliam scoffs a little bit, but doesn't say anything.
And Yastin looks you up and down and says, "You might want to change into some riding clothes if you're up for a night."
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Perfect. Just let me get changed.
Take your time. And she steps back out the door.
Sarathiel just like changes really fast, and
Zahn dips his fingers in the remaining perfume and flicks it at her anyway.
Sarathiel flicks on the forehead.
At least you can smell pretty.
Okay.
She like flicks on in the forehead and then like walks out the door and shuts it behind her so the two boys can't see or like follow or anything.
Okay. Yastin proffers her arm in a very like not gentlemanly way, but like a link arms type of deal.
Girlfriend way.
Yeah.
Sort of. Sarathiel links her arm around.
And you hear Yastin sniff a couple of times, and she looks at you and she says, "Not really your idea, was it?"
Not really.
"Well, I appreciate that your friends are trying to be kind, but you really didn't have to go any to any trouble on my account.
I mean, it wasn't really my trouble, to be honest.
Fair enough. So, what would you like to eat tonight?
Oh, well, I'm sure whatever you had in mind would be.
Well,
I know what she had in mind.
Please do not make me roleplay an entire first date, please.
she looks at you and she says, well, I had in mind whatever you wanted, because I had in mind a bit of a special evening.
Okay, I don't...
Hold on.
She just needs to know what you want to eat.
Okay, I don't know what that would, like...
Pizza.
Whatever you want. Just whatever you want.
You know how I am with decisions!
You want chicken strips and a glass of milk.
Okay, well...
And we'll go with a nice, like...
Salad.
No, I don't know. Like a nice, like, baked chicken type
Okay.
food.
Well, Yastin, basically, she leads you out of the tower, and you two are kind of making small talk. You're chatting. She doesn't seem to give two shits about the fact that you're Red Hand. She just likes you as a person.
Oh, thank God.
You're talking, and, just chatting about your adventures in life and stuff. And you realize that she's actually leading you out of the city. She's not leading you to any restaurant or anything like that. You guys pass out of a gate, and she has...
Wasn't her like line into this that she knew a great place to eat? Wasn't it a restaurant? Didn't she say restaurant?
Yes. Are you going
Time
to
out.
say
Hey,
anything about it?
what did you bring with you? What gear or weapons or anything? Did you bring anything with you?
I'd say I probably have like minimal, but like Sarithiel can also take care of herself. She also has magic.
True.
Also, Calcifer's supposed to be trying to find her.
No,
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
just having fun. We'll get.
I'm out having fun, possibly maybe going after her, but I didn't know if she brought her Stone of Farspeak.
Oh yeah, she has that in like a pouch or something.
Okay, so it's not
Okay.
permanent, so you can't hear it.
Correct. I was just making sure to see if she had it or not.
No. Okay. So Yastin leads you out of the city. Do you say anything?
I kind of raise my eyebrow and say, "Little far for a restaurant."
Well, you'll see. It's a bit special. Don't worry. And she
Almost sounds sinister.
Yep.
She leads you out of the city, and she has 2 horses brought. And they're very nice horses. They're not war horses. They're just, riding horses. And the two of
Oh,
you...
good. They're not wild Mustangs either.
I mean, Sarithiel would be down. Like,
she,
also, if you gave her a date and her date tries to kill her, I'm going to be very upset with you.
Okay, so the 2 of you mount up and you ride off, and she leads you to a hill that overlooks the Dueldian forest as well as the flatlands outside of Koroskan, and overlooks Lake Venos. You guys get there, and you actually see a small wooden table set up, and it's got a bunch of ingredients and a bunch of food and things like that. You see a small chest that's, refrigerated like the ones you found in Hathoria, and you dismount, and as the sun sets over the horizon, Yastin starts, cooking and doing some magic and things of that nature to get everything set. And she produces this meal from on top of the hill.
Sarithiel kind of smiles and said, "I don't have to go to a lot of trouble, huh?"
Well, I do like to make an impression.
You certainly have.
So
Obviously.
Obviously.
she cooks up this meal, and everything smells delicious. She sets it out. She lights a couple of candles, and sits down at the table with you. I assume.
Yeah, no. Sarithiel cartwheels down the hill. No, she sits down at the table.
Okay. And you start eating, and this is really, really good. Like, this is really quality food. She is an excellent cook.
Thank God.
Tell her. Well, say, this is very wonderful. Where did you learn to cook?
Oh, well, I learned from my grandmother after my parents passed. It was something of a tradition. She taught me trying to replace my parents. She didn't want me to feel alone in the world.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear about your parents.
It was a long time ago. Don't worry about it. It is not drugged.
Sure.
Yes.
No, we're not going to give LSD to Sarathiel.
So you two have a very wonderful meal. The sun is set. The stars are starting to come out, and
Yeah, they are.
Yastin looks at Sarathiel and says, "Well, I can take you home now, but I have always enjoyed watching the stars."
So have I. I find them really quite beautiful. But Sarathiel is looking at Yastin. She's not looking at the sky because she's being that hoe.
So Yastin lays out a blanket, and you guys can lay out under the stars.
Also, I'd like to imagine that Sarathiel read that line in a story somewhere. She didn't come up with that on her own.
So when you say that line, you see Yastin smile really warmly at you, and her eyes kind of twinkle in the starlight. And you guys are laying out under the stars.
Cute!
Camera pans up.
And
The sounds of wild fucking from below.
And as you're laying there, Yastin kind of turns over to her side, and she gets kind of close to your face, and then she waits.
Sarathiel's an awkward duck. Why did you do this to her?
And you, Sarathiel, you hear Yastin say, "It's okay if you're uncomfortable. I totally understand. Don't do anything you don't want to do."
Sarathiel kind of looks down. And she looks back up and she says, "No, I'm not uncomfortable."
Okay.
And she leans forward and she does the thing. She kisses Yastin.
Okay.
Because it's too cute not to.
Now the real question is,
oh God,
where will we find you in the morning?
Who knows?
Okay, so the camera pans up.
Now the camera can pan up.
Yes. And we move back to Calcifer, who is in the middle of a bar brawl.
All right.
Figures.
Okay, hold on. Important question. Did Xavier somehow manage to start it? Did he do a thing where he stole somebody's thing but made it look like someone else did it?
So
or
what
run into some
happened is Calcifer, you walked into a bar, packed. It's full of sailors and merchants and farmers and everyone. And you sauntered up to the bar, looked at their selection, decided it was shit, and started drinking your own stuff. Xavier, hung out with you. He was drinking with you a bit, and then Xavier says to you, "Would you like to have some fun?"
About time.
So Xavier turns invisible, and you see a full tankard of ale rise, and you see it fly across the room, and you see it tip upside down on top of a sailor's head. The sailor then gets very angry and punches the person next to him, and before you know it, the entire bar is just in a full-out brawl.
Best way to start a brawl? Party foul.
And
hey, riot!
You are right in the middle of it.
Okay, do people notice me?
Oh, yeah.
You're punching them, so...
You're punching them. Everyone is fighting. The owner of the bar is throwing ale into the crowd by the bucket.
All right, this got really interesting. Calcifer finishes off the keg, one of the gallons he has.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus!
What?
He's a dwarf, so...
Roll Constitution.
Yeah, but it's a gallon of, the strongest dwarven ale.
And?
Well, he's a guy, so...
Constitution... 19.
Okay, so, Calcifer, you are the perfect level of drunk for this.
Awesome. I'm going to start jumping on people and start swinging.
All right. You I'm not going to have you roll because this is just for fun, and this is a bar brawl, so fuck that. So you climb on top of some people, and they're trying to get you off. They're trying to throw you off. Meanwhile, you're like trying to steer them with your legs, and you're punching people left and right. And you see Xavier is stealing coin pouches and throwing alcohol and
I imagine this is like a game of chicken, but without the pool.
Okay with this.
So someone smashes a chair over the back of the person you're riding, and he goes sprawling out. And what do you do?
Still only counts as one.
So, Calcifer, you kind of throw yourself headlong at the legs of someone, and you tackle him, and then you get up and you're punching other people. And then you hear the doors crash open behind you. And he said, and you hear someone said, "City Guard, closing time!"
I drunkenly stand up, give him the finger, and say, "Calcifer, no!"
And you see seven sailors stand up next to you, and they're like, "No, we are not done drinking."
What he said.
And you see the city guard try to wade in towards you.
I push one of the sailors into him.
All right. The sailor stumbles forward, and the city guard pseudo catches him, and the sailor's like, Why'd you push me? And then just punches the city guard right in the face.
Good. As he does that, I take out the city guard's knees.
Okay. And the city guard crumples to the ground, and the bar brawl continues.
Fabulous.
Nice.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with your night? Or do you just want to hang out in this bar brawl?
Are there any other good bars around this place that are still open?
I mean, this was a pretty big city, and it still sees enough trade that most of the bars are open all night.
I want to go destroy another bar. Sorry, I want to go tactically have fun in another bar.
Okay, so
Please walk into a bar with one of the members of the Red Hand in it.
Calcifer,
I'm good with that.
You basically leave this bar when pretty much everyone's unconscious, either from being beaten unconscious or they just pass out from drunkenness. And you walk down the street, and you are in the tavern district, so every building on this street is a bar.
Good! I want one!
Man, I wish I could do more with my cloak. I want to split my character into 5 characters and walk into 5 bars and cause havoc at all 5 at the same time.
Roll wisdom.
Okay.
To see if you can do that.
So we're gonna have to bail him out of jail, aren't we?
I forgot. I don't have a proficiency on that, right?
No, you can. This is
Just for shiggles.
magic. You know magic, so
17.
all right. You manage to really focus. You focus through the drunkenness, and you manage to make 5 semi-corporeal versions of yourself. They're solid enough that they can touch things at the very least. I mean, if something hits them, it might disappear, but they're solid enough to do some damage. And as these 5 versions appear, Xavier looks at you, looks at them, and then just starts laughing. Not giggling, just laughing.
I look up at Xavier and say, "I told you I had a fun trick for us to do later."
Xavier he can't stop laughing. He wants to respond. He just finds the entire situation way too hilarious.
So it counts for head first into all the bars.
All right.
Into every bar.
The 6 versions of Calcifer enter 6 different bars. And within probably 45 seconds, all 6 bars you can hear, Calcifer can hear the telltale signs of some bar fights. And Several people get thrown out of these bars. They kind of come into the street and they start wrestling. And Calcifer, you feel every now and then kind of a pulse of energy in your cloak as one of your apparitions disappears. Maybe it was hit. Maybe, you don't really know. And in your bar, you are in a fisherman's bar. So there's a bunch of fishermen in here, and they're hanging out.
Are they segregated bars?
I mean,
Okay.
there are bars in town for different people. They're not segregated. They're just people hang out in different bars.
Am I any better level of drunk yet?
Have you been drinking more?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, you are well in tune. You are well in tune with how drunk you are and how drunk you can get. So you are whatever level of drunk you want to be.
I don't want to be sloppy yet, but I'm going to make some really, really mean comments. Woo! What in the hell died in here?
Okay. So as you do that, you see a bunch of fishermen look at you, and you see Xavier Xavier disappears and he flies away, and you see the prize-mounted fish from behind the bar come free of its mounting, and you see it fly through the air, and you see it slap the man next to you right in the face. And
You died.
The man staggers upward, and he just throws a punch at you.
Okay, I'll take it square on the cheek.
All right, this fist connects with you. It doesn't hurt very much because the man's drunk and he didn't get a good shot, but it kind of throws you off balance and you tumble into a table either on accident or on purpose, and soon everyone is fighting again.
Can I be hysterically laughing at this point in time?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. I'm going to go and jump on that dude's back and see if I can ride him around the room.
All right,
There seems to be a common theme.
that's going to require acrobatics this time.
Awesome. What? I've already taken people's legs out.
That's fair.
Acrobatics. Okay. Ooh, no, I'm not making that at all.
Would you roll?
I got a 5.
Okay, so Calcifer, you try and get like a lift off a table, but someone flips it as you're doing so, and you kind of careen into the center of this dude's back. And
I fucking love it.
You knock him off balance. He goes flying across the bar and into the shelves behind it. You hear glass breaking, and you smell liquor pouring out, and he's kind of just like lying on the ground behind the bar, groggily. He's stunned and drunk and covered in alcohol.
I hold my hand up. That was intended.
No one seems to notice.
I don't care.
Okay. Do you want to move to? So there's one bar left. You and your apparitions have covered basically 7 of the 8 bars in the Tavern District. The last one is the Nobles Tavern.
Oh, shit.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to look at Zon and say, shall we go have fun with the hoity-toity?
You mean Xavier?
Yeah, I said Zon. Sorry.
Yes.
Zon's gone. Xavier.
Xavier doesn't say anything and just flies out of the bar. And
Tell me he's at least been keeping the coin purses for you.
I don't know what he's been doing. I'll find out when I get back to where we're staying.
So I assume you follow Xavier.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. You enter the Nobles Bar, and you're pretty well sloshed at this point. You're not sloppy, but you're really very drunk. And you walk in, and you see Captain Olnith drinking. And you see a bunch of people very prim and proper. They're smoking long pipes and they're sipping brandy. Meanwhile, Olnith has a tankard in front of her, and she's drinking like a normal person.
Do they notice me walking in?
Olnith looks at you and sees you, but all of the nobles are too good to look at people coming into the bar.
That's fine. I'm going to be loud and belligerent. Like, so I guess y'all don't know who I am. I'm going to make a wisdom check.
Okay.
Because I want to light this place up like a firework, like a 4th of July.
Okay.
You're going to piss off the entire town.
Yep.
We're
I'm
so
not.
fucked.
No, I'm not.
Actually, we're not. Because y'all are with Sarathiel.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing this. And for some unknown reason, I'm not a big fan of humans right now, or whoever I met.
Yeah, most of these nobles appear to be human, as far as you can tell. It actually looks like Alnith is the only non-human in this place, although you do see a dark elf standing behind the bar.
Okay. Well, I'm not a real big fan of the rich and mighty, let's put it that way.
Okay.
You
So
are
you're
the
making a wisdom check?
Yeah, just so I can light up.
Okay. Roll wisdom, then.
All right. 18.
All right, you flare into godly light, and you light this place up. And for the first time since you've entered, you hear the nobles kind of gasping, and you hear a couple of chairs slide back, and some people fall out of them, and they're kind of moving away from you and kind of chattering amongst themselves. Alnith is sitting there like nothing's happening.
Figured it was a bit dark in here.
You hear one of the nobles say, What are you?
I'm a Calcifer.
You're worse right now.
What is the Calcifer?
I
The person
am
that
your
does
father.
things.
Xavier, you see Xavier disappear and fly out, and then you see a noble's wig flying through the air.
I put my hand up like I'm the one lifting that wig off their head.
You hear gasps of shock, and some of the nobles say, You can't do this to us!
You're not going to get a good bar fight in here, I'm just saying.
Well, why not? I think I can do it. I am doing it.
We are nobles!
That's
and then
cool.
You see Alnith stand up very slowly, and she's got her tankard in her hand, and she walks over beside you. She puts one hand on your shoulder. She looks at you. She very slowly and steadily walks over to the noble that just said that and empties her tankard onto his head.
Oh my god.
I love my people.
Can I say, and now I'm going to drop your wig. And Xavier drops the wig back onto his head.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you
All
hear
right.
this. You hear this like splash as the wig hits
Oh.
the air that was on his head, and it looks sticky and ruined and nasty. And you hear Xavier giggle, and he lands back on your shoulders.
At that point, I'm going to reach in for that really nice bottle
Okay.
that I only have about a third left.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to offer her a drink.
Alnith.
Alnith.
All right. She walks back over. She looks at the bottle. She looks at you. She grabs it. She takes a drink, and like you see in her eyes that she's surprised by the quality, but she, doesn't act like it. This is, she's Alnith. She hands it back, and she says, "Thanks."
Absolutely. Take as much as you like.
When you say that, she drains the bottle.
Awesome. I take
and
the
then
bottle and I just put it back in my bag.
She looks around and she says, "If you're looking for a fight, you're not going to find one here."
Where do I look? I've looked at all the other bars.
I think I know a place.
Lead on.
A hilltop.
Watching the stars.
She leads you into the slums, into the lower district of the city. And she leads you into a building set between two. It's set back several feet, and she leads you into the building, down a flight of stairs, down another flight of stairs, and someone standing beside a steel door looks at her and immediately opens it, doesn't even say anything. And you walk in to
Fight
a
Club.
basement.
Don't talk about it.
And in the basement, you see a wooden ring.
It's Fight Club.
And in the center of the ring is a bunch of sand, and you see two people, well, they call it fighting. You call it slapping each other like little bitches. And Alnith just like hops over the little ring and bounces their heads off each other, and looks around, and she says, Would you like to see a real fight?
Have I sobered up any yet?
Do you
I'm
want
seeing
to?
this.
Let's have you roll Constitution.
Okay. $17.
All right. You are as sober as you want to be, basically.
Sober up just a little bit.
I'm buzzing, but I'm still full control.
Okay. You actually, as she says this, you see several people that look like they're in far too nice of clothes leave. But the rest of the crowd, most of them look like peasants and dock workers and those kinds of people, are cheering. And you see Alnith kind of motion to you to come into the ring. And you see a bugbear walk out from the shadows.
For me with his bugbear is.
A bugbear, hang on just a second. I'll pull up a picture for you.
I also
Okay.
like how almost is like, if you're looking for a fight, go somewhere else. And you're just like, I've gone literally.
Yeah.
I have started a fight in every bar.
Copy. So it looks like this without the maul. It's bare. It doesn't have any weapons.
Oh, it's adorable. Come on.
And the bugbear is standing in the ring, and Alnith kind of raises an eyebrow at you.
Weapons or no weapons? What's the rules?
This bugbear does not have any weapons with it, so you assume
Okay.
no weapons.
Okay. I take my shield off my back and my hammer.
Mhm.
I pop them up next to each other, and I ask Xavier to keep an eye on them.
He immediately does. He wraps himself around it, and as you enter the ring, you see Alnith kind of grasp your shoulder for a moment, and then climb out of the ring and stand in front of your weapon and your shield.
Okay.
All right. Roll a d20.
10.
Okay. So in the first round, the bugbear gets a couple of really good hits on you, and you kind of stagger back. You weren't expecting this bugbear to be as strong as it was. And you're bleeding out of the mouth. You got hit in the head. But you are still in this fight, so roll another d20.
10 again.
All right. So the bugbear has tackled you at this point, and he's getting ready to punch you in the face. And one last d20 roll.
Don't fuck it up.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, no, I'm TKO'd.
What'd you roll?
A 4.
Okay.
Fuck!
No, I'm switching dice. This big D20 has screwed me all night long.
All right. So you are looking up at this bugbear, and you see its fist coming in, and then it stops, and it's like struggling to punch you, and then it comes flying off of you, and you see Alnith standing there, and she offers you a hand to help you up.
I take your hand.
All right. She pulls you up, and she holds your arm for just a moment longer than would be strictly necessary, and she's looking at you, and then she steps back out of the ring. And this is the final round. So d20 it up.
I got a 5. I'm good.
God damn it!
I'm drunk as shit. Why can I do good in normal combat, but whenever I'm drunk in bar fights, I can't do anything right?
Okay, so Calcifer, you make a flying tackle at this bugbear, and he sidesteps you, and you go flying out of the ring. And the people are cheering, and they help you up, and they don't seem like, they're not taunting you. They just seem, no one has fought the bugbear in forever, and the bugbear is like standing in the middle of the ring, his arms are up, and he's taking in the cheers, and people help you up, and they're clapping you on the back, and they're giving you tankards of ale, and Alnith is standing next to your weapon and your shield, and you see her smiling at you.
I want to. Oh, is that the last roll?
Yes.
Hmm.
Unless you want to get back in the ring.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you climb back into the ring, and the bugbear is distracted, so roll a d20.
I'll give you the 18 that I just rolled for shits and giggles.
I actually rolled an 18 as you were saying that.
Thank Jesus.
You come flying up behind this bugbear, and you tackle this bugbear. And another d20 roll.
Damn it, phone score.
Even if it was good.
Nat 20.
Okay,
Yes.
you have this bugbear down, and you just punch it in the face a couple of times. You punch it in the ribs, and you're pummeling this thing, and you finally see the bugbear like slapping his hand on the ground 4 or 5 times.
I'm going to ask him, does this mean you're tapping out?
And through a mouthful of teeth and blood, he
Oh,
like,
shit.
yes.
I step off and offer my hand up.
He takes your hand and he gets up and he hesitates for a second, and then, like, without lifting you, he, like, throws your arm into the air, and the crowd goes wild.
Woot, woot, woot.
And the bugbear is standing next to you, and you see him spitting out teeth and blood, and he's grinning, and he looks at you and he says, "I haven't had this good a fight in ages, thank you."
You're welcome. It was fun. Haven't had this much fun in a very long time.
Except for those 7 other bar brawls you started.
because
Whoa, this has been one long night.
Yeah. And the bugbear is smiling, and he looks at you and he says, "Find me when you want a rematch." Thanks for listening to this episode of A Conspiracy of Gods. If you're looking for more episodes, you can go ahead and check out the other videos on this channel or the playlist, which contains all of the episodes thus far. And remember to please like and subscribe if you enjoy this content and want to see some more of it. If you're looking for more information about the world, any maps, anything of that nature, go ahead and check out aconspiracyofgods.weebly.com. And, as always, thanks for listening.